Hello guys, this is DHS and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about Torchwood. So last night I was watching Torchwood, and while I was doing this I was thinking about the show and why some people just don't simply like it. I think it might be like a choice, to be honest, because some people generally don't like Torchwood because it is too violent, you know, or they're like 10. And what's interesting about Torchwood, even though that now it's in the form of audiobooks and etc, 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 these 2 seasons are brilliant, and I think that I don't give them the respect and the screen time on my channel they deserve. So I wanted to talk about my favourite episodes of Torchwood. So I'm going to call it a top 7, but really there's no particular order because I like them all quite a lot. Basically I just went through seasons 1 and 2 and chose which ones I liked, and then whittled it down a little bit more, so then we just had 7. I'm not going to count Miracle Day or Children of Earth because they were continuous stories that went on for so many episodes. I think Miracle Day is about 10 and Children of Earth is like 5, 4. So that they don't count because they're not in, because they are a story in the DVD. I'm talking about seasons 1 and 2 because they are individual stories. The first one I chose was an episode called Cyberhood from season 1. It's a very interesting episode. I think it'd be a good way to go into the show because you've got a returning villain of the Cybermen in a form that I'll get to later. But you've got a returning villain of the Cybermen. You have the sort of Canary Wharf link in this episode, and I think you get a good amount of violence as well in this one. I think that what's something beautiful about the Cybermen is that they are horrible, but you can only you can't show the violence that they cause. You know, you can't show people that are hugely scarred from being converted because it's, you know, because Doctor Who's on at 7 o'clock. But with this episode, they could do that. So there's a beautiful shot of, you know, semi-converted body parts. What I don't like about this episode is the fact that the Cyberwoman suit has a bra and isn't very scarred in any way. It's a very odd design. I remember so nice that they just made her a cyber bra. This choice is also from series 1 and it's called Random Shoes. Now this is an episode that I think many people don't like or don't talk about, and it just seems to just blend in with the others. But to me, Random Shoes is a very interesting concept of somebody who's died, who's just an average person and has to find out how they died, and they are operating as an almost ghost, but they can't interact with their surroundings, so they're just sort of looking and watching the aftermath of their death and a bit of time before as well, and understanding how they died. My next choice is an episode called Combat. This is an Owen episode. It's a really interesting episode. It's a bit like Fight Club, and that's why I like it so much. You've got this sort of brutality, you've got the characters called the Weevils that seem to be sort of the common theme throughout Torchwood. I suppose they are recurring villains, but they're just creatures and they tend to pop up occasionally. Combat is just sort of like an undercover Fight Club. It's a really fun, light episode, light for Torchwood. An episode from series 2 is called Sleeper, and it's one of my favourites, I would say. It's brutal, it's violent, there's families being murdered, an alien invasion of very disastrous consequences. If it fails, there's a lot at stake, and it all happens right at the end. Literally everything starts going from, oh, this is just like an average sort of alien invasion, to, oh my goodness, this is the end of the world. What I really like is the monsters and the fact that they are sleeping for most of the episode, and then at the end they all come out with the hand blades, and absolute havoc happens. Reset could also be a good starter for people who don't understand Torchwood yet. The reason for this is that it features Martha Jones in this episode, playing the same character, you know. So I think that, you know, if you're looking for something that connects Doctor Who and Torchwood, I think this will be it, apart from Captain Jack. So Countryside is the next choice that I have, and it's dark, it's disturbing, it's filmed like a horror film. It's a really fun and creepy episode of Torchwood, exactly what I like from it. What else is the more to say? It's scary, it's very disturbing. Without spoiling it, it's just slightly slightly haunting. My next episode is actually one of my favourite episodes of Torchwood, and it's called Something Borrowed. Now this is a very interesting episode because it's a wedding, and the night before the wedding, an alien bites Gwen, which means that on her wedding day, she is severely pregnant, extremely pregnant, with an alien. And this means that we have a lot of people going, I only saw you last night and now you're that size, you know, and they're trying to come up with explanations, and obviously this is Gwen's family that we're talking about, and aliens start trying to get this child back, and it's just a really fun episode. What else can I say? So it has a happy ending for Torchwood. I feel like Torchwood has sort of lighter episodes, and this is one of the lighter ones. A lot of them are really dark, but this one is violent and everything that ensues with that, but it's also funny in a way. The circumstances are quite funny, and it's quite a creative idea. A final one is called Exit Wounds. Now this may be the last episode in series 2, and I suggest you don't start with this one, come to think of it, but the point still stands. This episode is still really good. This episode makes me cry. You know, Children of Earth also has a moment when it makes me cry, which is episode 4, but we're not counting that. But you know, this is a really perfect ending to Torchwood. Compared to there are so many unhappy endings, it really makes sense for this ending to follow suit. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe if you're new. I'm planning to do a Doctor Who video soon, I swear. I just need to think of some more. I'm planning on doing like a what we know so far video in the next few weeks for the oncoming series of series 12, but I thought that I would break things up and talk about Torchwood this week for once, and I'm trying to do like 2 videos a week now, try and do one Doctor Who related or Marvel related, whatever, and then do the series as well, because otherwise, you know, those who aren't interested in that are just having one and not having any videos, which I think is bad. So I wanted to try and deliver to both parts of my audience. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure I say didn't. I hope you did enjoy this video, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye.